Sup nerds, today I'll be reviewing the episode Force of Habits. The episode begins with the return of Lori! Clearly the most important thing in the episode. Anyways, Lori, Leni, and Luna discuss Leni's date with Gavin. I'll let you hear this yourself.
How was your date with Gavin? You guys, Gavin is totes awesome. Today we went roller skating. We have such a good time together. It's just, well, he has this one annoying habit.
Lori and Luna tell Leni that their partners don't have any annoying habits. I wonder if they'll be proven wrong.
I'm with my girlfriend, out to dinner, looking at the menu. Crepe Suiza is the winner. What do I want? Popcorn? No, a hot dog. No, wait, gummy worms. Sam, the movie's about to start. Okay, gummy worms it is.
What a twist!
Also, this is a nitpick, but this episode has a bit of a continuity error. Never has Bobby just broken into song randomly. Also, I don't really get why Lori is embarrassed. The one background character isn't paying attention at all. Anyways, Lori and Luna get upset with their partners and complain to Leni, who gives them the rather obvious advice to just tell them about it. Which goes very well. Remarkably well, actually, which is why it's a shame that the episode turns out the way it does. Let's keep watching.
That's why you're so lucky to have me. I can point these things out and help make you more fabulous.
Did I mention Lori is the worst character in this episode? Anyways, the three L's plan a triple date at Dairyland.
I totes need to post this on Swifty Pic. And now that we've fixed our partner's annoying habits, we can start planning a triple date to Dairyland!
Which is okay until Bobby and Lori get to throwing balls. Bobby mentions that he appreciates Lori's criticism and wants to help her out, and here's where the episode derails itself. Here is where we get a taste, a mere morsel of how this episode will turn out very bad, very fast. Bobby mentions that Lori uses the word literally all the time.
If you think you can. You use the word literally all the time, even when it doesn't make any sense.
And Lori reacts like a responsible, mature adult. Nope, she gets mentally unstable. I mean, look at her face here. She looks like she's ready to slaughter some bitches. Now we get to Gavin and Leni. Gavin has the same idea, and judging from the way Lori reacted, Leni may actually have an aneurysm here. Let's watch.
I just noticed that you take selfies all the time and never live in the moment. You might want to put the camera away for a day. Oh, I was just trying to capture some lifelong memories. But totes awesome advice.
Wow, she seems to be reacting well. Oh my god, what happened? She looks like she spawned fresh from hell. And now Luna. See, I told you to take note of all that drumming.
Matt, I want to help you be more fabulous too, by stopping you from doing this all the time.
The scene gets over with very quickly. And to be honest, Luna should probably thank Sam the most because that shit is embarrassing in public. Even though, again, nobody noticed. One thing I'll applaud this episode for is properly forecasting the Loud Sisters' bad habits. These bad habits don't just appear out of thin air then vanish, and even though Leni and Luna's bad habits are contained to this episode and never appear before or after, it's something I can reasonably believe that these three would do. But here's where the episode goes full-on atomic shit.
Wait! Leni, you haven't posted a pic of your lunch yet! Oh, I'm not doing that anymore. Some people think I don't live in the moment enough. Some people think it'd be better if I limited my musical solos to moon goat shows. What a dig would be telling someone they say literally all the time. Some people have suggested as much to me.
The Louds here act petty, engaging in short-term emotional releases that probably felt good at the time, but only really go to show that they have the minds of toddlers when it comes to taking criticism. In the scene, they showcase these inabilities by throwing shade at their partners who are honestly just trying to help, something that Lori, Leni, and Luna would never do in previous episodes. Here they genuinely seem like they despise their partners, and then they do the ultimate fuck you in particular moment by indulging in the habits their partners didn't like.
Seriously, babe? Oops, I'm sorry. Did I say the word again? I guess I'm literally out of control. Literally.
I know for a fact that if B, G, and S did this, the Louds would complain up a storm. The ingenious Louds then accuse their partners of criticizing them out of spite, rather than from a loving place.
You only did it to get back at us. No, we didn't. We were really just trying to be helpful, like you were with us. Yeah, right.
An idea so ludicrous and out of character that I will pay money to any person who can convince me that these three would never have even dreamed of accusing their partners of this in earlier episodes. Then Lori decides to summon the typical Loud House ending, finally realizing that she's been acting like a bitch, finally decides to apologize for making such a misunderstanding. Nope! Lori just wants to storm out first. What a twist, but not in a good way. Anyways, now the Louds are fuming, but then they finally realize that their criticism may have been hurtful.
Oh, now that I think about it, if what they said to us was hurtful, maybe what we said to them was hurtful too.
Alright, okay, they're realizing that they acted like assholes back there and that their partners were just trying to help. Alright, that's fine.
Oh, gosh, you're right! We never should have pointed out their annoying habits in the first place.
What do you mean you shouldn't have criticized them?
Which means 16 and a half magazine was wrong!
No.
Oh, I'm gonna need a moment. You're right, dudes. If you care about someone, you gotta learn to accept them for who they are.
What are you talking about? That's terrible. Whatever, surely that can't be the actual moral of this episode, and soon they realize that they learned the wrong lesson.
You dudes are already fabulous, and it was wrong to try and change you.
Oh my god, where do I even begin? You heard that right. This is 100% serious, and they will play this straight to the end. You have to like someone for who they are, the good and the bad, which means you can't criticize them on their annoying habits to help them improve. When I first saw this episode, I genuinely had hope that the show would have them realize they took away the wrong thing from their experiences, and they'd learn the real lesson, that you shouldn't try to avoid criticism and that it's there to help you improve. But nope, this episode genuinely believes that criticizing your partners, even to help them improve, is wrong.
We were so focused on your negatives that we lost sight of all your positives.
That doesn't even make sense. The L's never lost sight of their partner's positives when they criticized them, and they never focused on their negatives. They each had one criticism to give, and only one. It sure would be nice if there was a writing rule dedicated to this.
You dudes are already fabulous, and it was wrong to try and change you.
And to say it was wrong to try and change their partner's annoying habits is doing them a disservice. Criticism is there to help you, and if you don't ever receive it, you won't know the issue until it's too late, if you don't just sink into an echo chamber and refuse to acknowledge the issue at all. But that's okay. This episode has one last chance to save us from this horrid moral. One more place to recover, and they ruin it. Wonderful. The main flaw with this episode, as described, is the terrible moral being learned here. The idea that you shouldn't criticize your loved ones at all, even for their own good, because it'll hurt their feelings, and instead, you should learn to accept your partner for who they are. If you want your loved ones to improve as people, criticism is not only encouraged, but necessary. A moral like this is harmful to teach, and proves to me that the Loud House cannot and should not tackle criticism. So may they never do it again. Peace.